Let's leave the pace now, because there's a lot to talk about. I mean, in the last 100 days, and I want to go back to his appointments now, the ones he's made, and he's been slayed and slashed in the media for so many reasons, especially the fact that he's been biased with his appointments. Most of the appointments coming from a particular region of the country, the north. Once again, are we too early to judge, seeing as there's probably thousands of appointments to be made with parastatals and all of that? Are we judging too soon?
We need to look at what appointments he has made so far. He has his chief of staff, he has his SSG, he has his media aide. All those appointments are like what we call kitchen cabinets. Your close people. You need someone you can trust to be your SSG. I'm saying this at the risk of sounding partisan. You need someone you can trust, someone you know that you can go to bed with your eyes closed around him, to be your SSG, to be your close aide. I don't believe that that has absolutely anything to do with tribe. And there are still more appointments to be made. I believe that, and honestly, this is like a challenge to Mr. President. He has to spread it round the whole country. Like I said before, there are several credible people. Mr. President has to, I'm going to touch that your previous question a little bit. Yeah. Mr. President has to adopt the method of hire and fire. There is nothing that says that. There is no law that states that you cannot hire a minister or hire a director general for any parastatal and fire him later. If you feel that the person is not meeting up, you cannot be a jack of all trades. Let everybody man their own positions. All you need to do is monitor and supervise. If you feel that a particular body is lagging behind, fire whoever is the head, get someone else, and then we'll get the work done.
You talk about precedent when I asked the last question. Is this a bad precedent Mr. President is setting with the appointments coming from a certain region? Do you think it's going to do you think it's setting a tone?
To be candid with you, it is not too good for our democracy. Either you want to go with people you trust or people you don't trust. The constitution, you see there, Nigeria is one indivisible country. But by any policy or by any decision or by the body language of the authority, you shouldn't be sentimental in your appointment. I believe Buhari is not only for the north. Buhari is well known in the southwest. He's well known in the east. He's well known all over. And he has all his people across. There are people he can actually work with if he decides to go to other regions. So it is not only about those who understand my language that I can appoint. That because I'm a Yoruba man, it must be a Yoruba man I appoint. No, or it must be only a Yoruba man I must trust. No, I don't want to believe in that. The federal character aspect is one critical aspect that a country should not toy with. So the appointment of Mr. President so far, as a human being and even as a rights activist, I must tell you, I found it in bad taste that you have been.
And you don't think it's too soon to find it in bad taste?
No, I found the appointment in bad taste. I'm waiting to be convinced that if truly you have appointed them based on integrity and based on the assurance that these ones are really going to deliver Nigeria from the mess we are into, then time will tell. However, we should believe in the oneness of the country. It shouldn't be when you look at the appointment, and it is why I talk about precedents the other time. President Jonathan is not innocent of this as well. When you go through what are his appointments in the last administration, the only one who has actually been a little bit balanced was OBJ.
But let's leave the past. Focusing on the last 100 days.
I talked about precedents the other time. This is another president that is coming in, and to some people they find it as a robbery. Some find it as a big scam that the president that came all the way, I'm this, I'm that, I'm going to, and now you are talking about that there are other appointments. There are
other appointments.
There are basic
appointments.
But there are many other appointments.
There are core appointments. There are core appointments. If you want to talk about the first 10 appointments, you want to talk about the secretary to the federal government is there, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation. So all these appointments should not center at a particular region. It should spread across so that we should have ability to communicate with one another.
We don't even have ministers yet.
I know. So
how do you know
that he would be cautioned. He would know what to do.
I think you're judging him too early.
I am not judging him. I'm not judging him too early. But as I spoke, let me tell you, we are proud that Nigeria is experiencing a transformation, a real transformation. But at the same time, we should be very, very logical and be careful of divisions, of sentiments in the course of our policies.
Finally, now, before we go, just very quickly now, as quickly as you can, what would you score him on security? Probably one of the most critical as well of our nation right now.
Wow. Am I allowed to name a figure?
Out of 10.
I don't know. In 100 days, I think I'll give him 4. And I believe that if he goes at the pace that he is right now, he should, yes, go way higher in a short time.
So you think he's on a good path? Do you agree?
Oh, perfectly. I believe with the way he's approaching it, Nigeria will soon know peace. We will have peace, and peace will be sustained.
Amen.
So he's working a very good at a very good pace, and with the cooperation of the people, we have a better Nigeria. He has good intention.
Yeah, it looks like that security is his priority. I mean, 2 or 3 days after he got into office, he was in Cameroon. Sorry, he was in Niger and Chad, and most of his foreign trips have been based on security. So maybe if he gets that sorted, you'll be a little less angry about the other things, and he can focus on them. Thank you very much, Tolu. Thank you very much, Yinka, for coming here today. There's a lot to talk about, but maybe we'll bring you back next week to conclude all of the other discussions with his asset declaration and all of the other things. But thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more. Please stay with us.